Welcome to Web Handling. My name is Dave Roisum. In this clip, we take a deep dive into web handling history. A web is anything that is long, thin, and flexible. By this definition, all webs must follow the same laws of physics. This means for a web problem, such as wrinkling, we begin with the same diagnostics, whether the material is paper, film, or foil, or it is a paper, film, foil laminate. That means for a winding problem, such as telescoping, we begin with the same diagnostics, whether the material is paper, film, or foil, or it is a paper, film, foil laminate. This definition is useful, this definition is practical, and this definition is powerful, because we only need to learn one set of rules. By that definition, the candidates for the oldest webs would include textile looms and paper machines. Textiles have been around for the longest, and they have had web handling troubles since the very beginning. Today, a dozen operators may tend 100 or more looms in a single weaving room. Perhaps more interesting is the paper industry. It went from batch to web in the late 1700s with the invention of an endless forming belt. This early paper machine former was named after the Ford Rainier brothers who first conceived and built a prototype. Much has happened since, and now the paper industry is also the largest of the web industries in terms of production and worth. A modern paper machine may be 400 inches wide and make a product at highway speeds of 4,000 feet per minute. These are exceedingly complicated and precise and reliable machines, despite their somewhat brutish outward appearance. In many ways, our inheritance is the paper industry. They taught us how to make rollers, which are the building blocks of all web machinery. They taught us how to do drive and profile and other complex controls. They taught us how to measure web properties such as thickness and weight and strength. They taught us maintenance and reliability as required by machines whose production worth exceeds $20,000 per hour. Up until about 1900, much of what was known was trade secrets of the machine builders and not published. Here we see a book on farm machinery from my collection of old science books. It clearly uses web handling language of roller alignment, roller diameter profile, guiding, tension, and camber for something as basic as a steam tractor belt drive. Returning again to the paper industry, we note that one of the oldest and largest web machine builders was the Beloit Corporation. Its engineering prowess was already attracting worldwide attention as an exhibitor to the 1893 World's Fair in Chicago. A century later, it had CAD, CAM, finite element drive, and metallurgy experience that was almost without parallel outside of aerospace and automotive industries. Those interested in this venerable company and in a fascinating story on how the mighty can crumble can find out more in the print-on-demand book Sacrificial Lamb. Soon, the ever-growing paper industry began to be served by the trade organizations such as the Technical Association of the Pulp and Paper Industry. TAPPI publishes more web handling books than all other sources combined. While TAPPI served paper mills quite well, the even larger paper converting industry would eventually need magazine coverage. Here, the Paper Film Foil Converter magazine is noteworthy because it is the oldest magazine still in print with circulations in the tens of thousands. Thank you so very much for watching this module in my Plant Practical series. Please stay tuned for the next clip where we move nearly a century forward to when web handling becomes both a science and a household word.